Yeah, you have to. And like I taught at Oakville 3 years, then Snohomish for 27 years, and I got bored and I jumped ship and went to Stanwood just because I had a few more years, and if I don't do something,
right,
I'm gonna fail. I'm starting. You go up and then you start doing this. I don't think I've ever taught with the same. Every bit of curriculum I do, I've redo all. I mean, I don't have like the old guys that used to have a file. You pull this out for a day. I rebuild it because otherwise I'm not engaged. If I start pulling stuff out, I go, oh yeah, that's what I wrote. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, and I change things up a little from year to year, but it's like I've now changed them up all the ways I can, and it's time for something.
Exactly,
really fresh,
something, because you can only twist it so much and get. Yeah, limes only give you so much juice, and then.
Yeah, last year was the year where I realized like I wrote this PowerPoint so long ago. Like I can't believe I started using it. Like I have to. It's totally.
When they're recording this, can they cut off the beginning before, or are they just going to post this whole thing? Like these online things, because it's recording now.
We're just chatting.
Well, I logged in and
I bet they're going to post the whole thing.
That's good.
I mean,
Hi guys.
I couldn't go through and like chop things off, you know.
Well, you can fast forward it, I guess. How you doing?
Good. Seriously, I'll tell you the same thing I told Daryl Mean.
Uh-oh.
Damn, that classroom is going to be nice in that new school.
It is nice, aren't they nice?
Unbelievable.
And now, did you look across the hall and see the science classrooms?
Mm-hmm. We got a tour.
So did you see the difference between peninsulas and no peninsulas? A lot more room.
Yeah.
No.
But oh my gosh, what fun, Michael.
And then I go right out the door to my, do you see where the greenhouses were going to be?
She told us on those pads, they were working on them yesterday.
Really?
Yes, they were.
Ah,
Not putting up
hallelujah.
greenhouse, but working on the area.
They're getting it ready.
Pads.
They're getting them ready. I think the greenhouse structure, the trailers show up next week.
Okay.
They're on their way. They're somewhere between here and wherever they built them, or they cut packaged
the pieces. Yeah. Way cool. Did you get much say?
No.
In the greenhouses?
I told them what I wanted.
Yes.
And I got absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I wanted whiteboards in all the cabinets.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
What?
Why? I don't know. No difference in cost. They asked me, do I want carpet or tile? I said, you can really save it in our rooms by just putting concrete.
Yeah.
And so they left concrete in my room and tiled all the others. Yeah, but see, you won't notice those little things.
No, but they're what take your time.
But it's but it was weird. Why would you do that? Yeah. Right? Just make them all tile or make them all concrete.
Yeah, they did that in mine when I just all the concrete because I'll never make tile with this. Like it'll be dirty all the time.
Or scratched up.
And then they were like, oh, we could do that in all the science rooms. I'm like, yeah. Like,
did you get to choose your own greenhouse?
I wanted to go with the Nixus Veil.
Okay.
And I was supposed to get the same size as I had before.
Yes.
Well, then they had to go smaller because they got it bidded, and the bidder kept saying, we got to go, we got to pull the trigger. COVID's making prices. They said, okay, we're ready. I can't go with this one now because it's 40% more.
Oh,
so I'm getting 2 greenhouses, 25 by 50. So now they're going with one step lower, but still good. But Nixus Veil is the Cadillac. So, but I'm getting good. I'm getting interior shade cloth. So put, like I had in Snohomish. I'm gonna see if.
No, that's how they made it. Oh, yeah. Huh.
So I don't have a projector, so I'm going to turn my thing around so you can see. Have you guys ever used? By the way, has anybody ever used Bloomy Pro?
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
Okay, so I heard of it and I clicked off of it and moved on, and just kind of COVID and classroom stuff and just kind of happened, and all of a sudden I got to a point in my curriculum where I was going to start because I have a greenhouse floral class. So I did some greenhouse stuff. I did some other whatever I could with a hands-on class online. And then I wanted to get into floral. I thought, well, God, how am I going to do this? Because we're now getting into hybrid, and I got half the class home and half the class an A-B schedule, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. So how do I do this? So I'd buy some flowers for the kids in person, buy enough for the class. If the hybrid kids wanted to come in, they could come in and pick up a bundle, or they had to go buy their own. But they were available, and they could come in, grab them, and leave. And so I thought, but at the very beginning, that's a really, I got to keep watching to see if anybody checks in. Oh, admit, Denise. Okay, is she coming? There she is. Hi, Denise. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I thought at the very beginning I was using ICEV and going through, because I'm 20 years, I haven't done floral for a lot. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a good thing for me to jump back into really doing floral more. ICEV was a real good kind of a textbooky matrix, and then have them do some lessons, watch some videos, do the activities. Has anybody else done ICEV?
Yeah.
I kind of liked it, but I really picked and choose what I did.
It made things simple.
Yeah, especially for virtual. It made it
Right,
so
yeah,
easy.
it wasn't ideal.
And I'll use it in class, but I'm going to use it like a handout. Okay, let's watch this video. Now let's talk about what that guy does. So anyway, I thought, how do I do the hands-on part? And I remembered, oh, BloomyPro, someone wrote about it. So I went back. It took me, 2 days in my emails, going back to all my emails, finding someone had written about this BloomyPro. Now, if you're going to use it, the funny thing is my district had a real hard time because it's a subscription per person, $3 a month. So it costs a little bit, but it's cheaper than flowers. And it's a great, I thought, an introduction to kind of putting together the basics, shape, scale, that kind of stuff. You know, doing that, just using any flower, but do what we're talking about, shape. So scaling triangle, right triangle, roundy moundy, whatever you're kind of talking about, just put something together and I'm going to check you off. And so my school district had a real hard time because it's in Holland. And Eric types in Dutch and then translates, and it comes in, you know, if you've ever used translators, I went to China for a year, nothing translates properly, especially if you go Chinese, English, then English to Chinese, it really gets it butchered. But we finally got it through, the kids could log in, and they put together some, you know, they put some things together and it worked out pretty well. The thing that I found though is it's not flowers and foam, which is what I do. It's bouquets. So I had to modify it. And I'll show you if I can share. I've never used Zoom. Share screen. BloomyPro right there. Okay. So Denise, you should see BloomyPro. Okay. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to show you guys. I wish I could had a projector. So BloomyPro is this guy right here. Yes. And stress management. And BloomyPro, you can get a free login, by the way. It's BloomyPro.com. You can get a free trial, give it a try. They haven't shut mine off yet. It's been a year now. So it may run for teachers. He might do that. I don't know. But the thing about BloomyPro is you can create these cool and folders, and they can, you know, they'll actually create at home and then share them to my folder, and then you can grade them. Now the stuff I got, they didn't listen. Like, okay, where's your triangle? Nothing looks like a triangle, but they were doing something. And some of the kids really played with it because it is a program that I need to play with even more. Finding the vases, because it's a vase and it's spelled vase in Dutch sometimes. But he corrected that. So now there's vase and materials. And anyway, So, and you use scientific names for the flowers, and you might have to hunt and peck, like carnations use, dianthus and things, and he's working on that. You're seeing more English common names all the time. But the cool thing is you put together, like, okay, this is a real quick one I did. Let's see if I can open it. For a symmetrical triangle. Now it's a bouquet, but what I did as it opens, what I did was the stems are all down here, and I just told the kids, bend those flowers and forget the stems. You're not, just take those out of your head. And what you want is, if I'm doing a symmetrical triangle, I don't care what flower, I don't care what color right now, just make me this. And then we went with color, then we went with materials. And this has got asparagus fern, it's got weird, that's a weird, looks orange for me, but weird colors. But through playing with it, you can actually move these around. Now, I'll show you how this looks. The problem is you guys I can move you around, I think. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna get out of this flower. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna leave you guys, good. So I'm gonna do a new bouquet, and let's do with a clean start. And you can actually say, okay, I want to use, what is the acacia? Let's see here. These are flowers I've used in the past. Oh, here's something. So you can use that, click over here, and I'm gonna move Denise over here. It put it up in your use list. Now it's got no price. This will actually keep track of the cost of the flower. So if you know your stem of this flower is $1.50, you can click on this and change the price to 1.5. It helps the kids keep track down at the bottom, because when I take this now, I've got it in my palette because I've selected it over on the left-hand side, and I drag this in, boom, there it is. So if I click on where the name ends on the, oops, sometimes you bend it too far and it says, oh, it broke. There we go. So I can put several of these in and make my scaffold of my asymmetrical triangle. Let's move this one over a bit. And then this guy, I'll make one more, and maybe, because you guys are more Floradoria than me anymore, but you can start putting something together. And when you're done, you're going to tell them from the stem where the stem breaks down is gone, and you just imagine you're putting them in foam. So I've had to kind of modify it. But the cool thing with, you guys want to keep looking at that, or
What's that program?
BloomyPro.com. And they give you a free subscription for you to try it out. It's $3 per student per month. I found that it ran a month and a week. And the cool thing about it, let's say you're doing just an intro before you use flowers. This is what I use this for.
You have people in your waiting room.
How do you know that?
Well, it's right there with you.
Okay.
They probably want it.
Well, I keep view. Oh, there's a view everyone. Are they coming in?
You probably have to let them know.
Everyone in waiting room. No.
You're trying, it's.
No.
Send a message.
Where do I go?
Go to the participants and then just
Admit,
There you
admit.
go. Or you could click admit all, but that works.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I didn't see you in the waiting room while I have to share on a screen. So Bloomy Pro costs $3 a person. You got about a month and a half or a month and a quarter of time. It may run longer. It won't run shorter. Mine's still going since school. So the thing about it is, to me, that's cheap compared to buying. I can't order flowers unless I order, $300 worth of flowers. They won't drop for me. I have to go pick them up. And $12 a bouquet, that's kind of costly too. So when we're doing virtually, this is a great way to put something together for them to kind of get the ideas of rhythm, balance, scale, color, put it up, be a little more creative. It's not cost. It's like a digital camera. You take more pictures when you don't have to pay for the developing. And there's an endpoint. So I told the kids, the virtual kids, the slugs that wanted to get out of school anyway, so they went virtual and didn't do anything anyway. This disappears at spring break. You've got maybe any time after that, that's on you if it works. And if it doesn't, it sucks to be you. You have to get this done. And so after spring break, Mr. Hougan, Bloomy Pro won't let me in. Yeah, it's done. Well, what am I going to do? Fail. You know, that's what you're going to do. Or here's another option, go buy the flowers and do it, take a picture and bring it in. Well, that's too much. I said, okay, again, you're going to fail. So it put it on them because I'm offering this. It cost the school $3. You said no. I'm a hard ass. I guess it's closer to retirement. You know, that's why. But I'm sick of this. I can't do it. You know, give me an option, but you tell me you can't do it. I agree with them. Yeah, you can't do it. Yes, you're right. Well, wait, how else, what else can I do? I said, well, then you can do it or tell me you can't do it or give me a choice, but don't tell me you can't do it. If you can't do it, I'm going to agree with you. I don't think you're a liar. So they hate that. They hate that. I mean, so anyway, Bloomy Pro, it is cool. I think but like I said, I'll tell these guys, it makes bouquets. So you have to modify that. You have to bend them down, then they'll pop and disappear. So you bend it back up, the flower, play with it. Vases are a little harder to find. There's not a big selection. Most of the things they have as you start playing with it, they've got wraps, you know, like paper wraps, different colored wraps, different tech. So you can do a lot of bouquet work. That's what it's kind of set up for. Like I said to these guys earlier, it's from Holland. So that might make a little glitch with because you have to buy it with a Visa or they don't do POs, but school districts, ours has one Visa in the whole school district. So that was a problem. It's going to Holland. Oh my God, our money's going out of the country. What's going to happen? We're wringing our hands. And Eric speaks Dutch, so he uses a translator, but it's a tool. And I was happy for it because then once I did this, ordering the flowers, they had a little bit more success. The one thing I did notice over here, we're trying to make bouquets and bend them like a bouquet. I go, no. We're going to now cut them to the length. Remember, we're putting them in foam and, you know, reminding them that, you know, the basics of how the tools and the equipment works and how foam is not forgiving. Then it works. Do you guys have any questions? Anybody use it?
I tried the free trial last spring when they offered it and had the students mess around with it, but I had to give all of my students my login for it. And then they had issues saving it. And then they were like, my stuff is gone. But what they did do, I mean, it was pretty neat.
So when they do that, they have to make an email. They have to submit an email. And Eric was really smart. I thought, I'm not giving the school's email to kids. He said, make up an email. That's your login. So it was done by their name. That was going to be their login. So it was their name. So first name dot last name at stanwood.com. So that was their fake email. It goes nowhere, but that's their name. So I can find them. And then I put in their student number so that it was just easier to track and no personal information went out. And he finally figured out that that's kind of a bugaboo, an issue, because you don't want kids using their own home emails and then it gets lost and you can't help them log back in. But I bought the subscriptions. I bought 35, I used 33, you know, $6 lost, no big deal, compared to $300-400 worth of flowers, and they wilt or the cooler is too cold one day. And I mean, it's kind of always hit and miss with me with the darn cooler or the kids using it wisely.
So is it set up like you're an instructor and then there's like student accounts? Is that?
So yeah,
Okay.
there's a teacher, and then when they're done, they share it with you. Now, for the life of me, I could never see their side of it. So I just said, have you shared it? Yes. So it's very intuitive on their side because I never had a problem with them saying, oh, I shared it with you. I didn't see it. It shows up on they'll share it with you. And he sets it up somehow on his side that it works. And he is responsive through email. It just takes a 24-hour period because he gets your email at dark 30 and he wakes up and gets it. And then he'll wake up usually around, seems like noon, I start getting emails from him. So I think that's his morning. But he's willing to, seems to be willing to work with him. I'd love to see him. It'd be fun for him to be able to come because I think it's a cool thing because the flowers look like the flowers. They don't, let me bring up another one. Is there more people trying to get in? No. I'm not good at Zoom. We use Google Meet. To me, it's easier. So let's get, $3 per student. Someone's talking. Yes, it's $3 per kid. See, when you open these windows, you can't see what you've got.
And so when you pay for the kid, it doesn't just automatically renew? Like you can pay for just the month?
1 month. Yeah,
And then
he
you
wants
don't
to know
have
how
worry
long.
about like calling and canceling?
No, it shut off. Yeah,
Okay, that's
because they're paying up front. They're going to pay up front. So to me, at first I thought that was going to be really hard because God, I don't know how long it's going to take. Well, a month, 2 months. I bought 2 months. We used a month and a half, and but it went for 2 months. That's what happened. So it doesn't shut off right away, but it does. You have a finite amount of time, which in my mind is good because now I have to tell the kids. It's like when I do a lab with restriction enzymes. I got 5 hours for you to do this lab. If you're not here, it sucks to be you. You can buy those enzymes to do it yourself. And they just, well, that's mean. Well, that's how it is. That's life. That's the lab. That's your work. Your boss needs it to be done in this period of time. You don't do it, you're fired. Yeah. So in this case, you get your work done. And I'd found that COVID really did a disservice to kids because we're supposed to take anything and give them as much time. Well, I pushed back real hard on that. No, I'll give them 2 weeks. I'll give them 2 weeks. And after that, I won't regrade anything unless they come to me and ask me to go into Google and find that one little place where they turn something in and click on it 80 times to open it and look at it and say, yeah, you did something, click. I hate it. I'm
Google Docs.
Huh?
Yeah.
Google Docs.
Blank ones are always my favorite. I turned it in. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah,
I'm
and
glad your mom's not mad at you.
well, see, I turned off with Google. I turned off all the notifications. I went absolutely crazy. But then when that happens, when you do that, the notifications you don't get 170 emails a day, but now you don't know when they turn something in. It's late. So that's why I told them, you have to come to me. If you don't come to me. So I've got about 15 eyes incompletes that they're in school right now. And I know they're chirping because I got an email from the lady that's running it. They said they did it. I said, they may have. They didn't come and talk to me. Have them show it to you and then just give them credit. So that's what they're doing. Is now so they have to come in their summer. They'll learn. They've learned now that they don't want to be there. So they're showing people. They'll get that eye turned into a grade, a passing grade. And okay, now go home, have a summer. Yeah. Ding dongs. Anyway. Yeah, it was a fight, this whole thing. But anyway, Bloomy Pro was fun. Do you guys have any questions? I'm not good with Zoom. I would recommend it as let me get out of sharing. I would recommend it like that thing where you talk about a component of Floral Design, and then, okay, now I want you to do that with this virtual flower. It won't look perfect, but it gives them an idea of what it is before they grab a bunch of flowers and make a big mess of it. I had a couple of students that, before I could stop them, they grabbed their flowers when we finally had flowers after we did all this. And they were, like I said, they were trying to do them like a bouquet. And I go, wait. How does this look like my example? They go, well, it doesn't. It looks like a bouquet. I said, we're not doing bouquets. So they had to take this and start cutting them and bring it down around the container because they forgot that the stems are gone on the Bloomy Pro version. So they were leaving them. So it was all coming up and out of this foam dish. And I'm just going, dude. So that's usually what I do. And sometimes those soft guys go, Peter Hogan made me feel bad.
Can you re-demo for the people who came in late?
I'm old school, right, Renee? Yeah, we're all.
Can you re-demo for the
So,
people who
do you
came
guys
in
have any
late?
questions about it or anything I can? Because I'm this far into it, I still have to poke and hunt and poke through it, trying to find things. It's like the Google Classroom realm. I'm always learning new little tricks. Like
Have you found like any YouTube video tutorial?
they have tutorial
Okay.
videos, and he's got a thick accent, but he's got pretty fluent English, and he goes through it. And I've found a few people that have used it around the United States that have, there are videos out there that help. And that always helps. I know. Like I told Chris Carlson, I watched a video on how to fix your shoulder, a couple of stainless steel eye bolts, and I think we can do it. And he said, no, I'm going in. So he went and got his shoulder done. But YouTube's a wonderful place. The kids use it a lot. And the kids will, when they dive into this, it's like with AET, they find stuff that I never knew existed. They say, Mr. Hougan, they're teaching me, which empowers them. I don't give them too much power, but it does. It makes them feel like, wow, I helped. I said, thank you. They see, yeah. Give them a little bit of power, and they run around the room. If there's no questions, that's all I got. It's just kind of trying to show something new. The neat thing is it does add up. Like if you put a price in for all the different flowers and materials, it will have a running total. So they're making like a bid sheet. So they can actually probably use this. The problem is you have to remember it's 3-dimensional, but you're looking at it in 2 dimensions. So you have to rotate it to see, oh, I've only got it here. So you have to build that back side if you're doing a round, to be viewed from both sides. But it's kind of a fun thing for them to use. Virtual seems to be fun for them. And it's cheaper, saves on all that waste. And I think that's about all I got.
We want to see you do a demo.
Here, let me see here. Okay. Renee, you have a question?
We would like to see you demo the Bloomy Pro. Like, show us.
Okay. I know, because I let you in late. Let me share my screen again. And so this is one I started playing with. I just started picking stuff out, and I started with this plain screen, and I'm going to put in dianthus.
Okay.
And it'll come up with different types of dianthus. There we go. We got a peach. So I'm going to when I pull that over, you guys see that? Okay. I just drop it, and it puts it over on the right-hand side. And then how much does a carnation typically cost? About $1 a stem, 50 cents. Let's put 70, we'll split 75. So 75 cents is what it costs me. So I can kind of keep a running total of how much I'm using. I'll pull this in, and oh, there it is. And I'll see how it's got a stem like a bouquet. I tell the kids, cut the bouquet off. And so now there's one. It doesn't look good, but we're going to use them anyway. There's 2. Let's bring that down. I can go right to about there. So now as I add these, it's adding a running total of all the materials I've got in here. So now I might add some ferns. Let's see if it'll come up with fern. Oops. Come on.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so tree fern. What the heck? Let's see what that looks like. I don't know what it is. You Floridorians might know more. Let's see what it looks like when I put it. Oh, that's good. I like that. Where is this? You have to find where the grabber is along the way. It's not giving me a grabber. Let me pull one.
Yeah.
Come on. There it is. I can move it. So you can put that tree fern in.
Yes.
There we go. So now we're starting to see it's not pretty. I'm green and red colorblind, so I always have to ask kids to help with the greens, reds, pinks, and purples. But now we're starting to get, and so what I would say is there's where the line is, where you'd have the bottom of your container. They do have vases. I don't know if it'll come up. I think it's in this materials. Let's look in here. So you can see I'm kind of not, there we go. So you've got some vases, but not very many. So a jar maybe. I don't know if it'll let me, oh geez. There's a way to size them and I don't remember how. Where's the vase? I can't grab the vase now because I got you guys in the bottom. It's underneath here somewhere. Anyway, so you can actually, let's see if I can grab that vase. I want that out of there. There, 0. I learned something new. So anyway, as you build them, then you can save that. And I'm going to get rid of this right now. Going to ask me to leave. I'm going to leave. And I've done, these are folders of some kids, some special ed kids that have done some projects. These are some that I put together real quick to show them a symmetrical triangle when we were doing that. With some, can you see those? They show up. So you can see there's a jar. Obviously the jar was way too big. I couldn't figure out how to resize it, but there's a way. If you play with it, this is a little bit better in size, scale. It should, I need some flowers up here, but just kind of playing with it. And that's what it takes. Just like with any new program, if you're playing with it, you'll learn more. If I open up some of these, I'm kind of curious what's in these now because I haven't looked at them in a long. Oh, I asked them to do a 10 stem triangle bouquet, and I'm looking at only by me, so I'm going to look at all my users, and they were like all over the board, crazy looking. Well, there's only 2. Okay, well, that's kind of odd looking. But that's what they turn in, and it was supposed to be a triangle. I don't see a triangle. Well, I guess I do right here maybe, but not really. So for COVID, it was them moving things around, and some of my better kids, I don't know if I can. Oh, Rockstar just did a really good one. So if I went back, I might find. Here's some other bouquets that people have made. I think these are examples that they do. So you can see you can get a container. These are wraps that they have already pre-done. A torch type wrap where the stems are actually wrapped like a torch, and you wrap it right in here with a tape, or this is just tied. Anyway, it's more of a thing just to kind of play with. You guys have any questions? I would yeah. I have this much information. That's why I told you this much information, but it's more of just trying to show people that there's something else out there to save that money. And that's all I got for you. If you have any questions, I would definitely, it's free to try. So you just go into BloomyPro.com, get a free trial membership, play with it. You might find that it's ridiculous and not want to use it. It saved me some time and headache during the COVID time. We'll see you guys. See you next year. Yeah.
I like Google Meet way better.